So I'll tell you one thing that
Hey, when my girls start to trip and hate before escape, I call Sirius XM 98. Yeah, Thursday, Foxxhole 7 to 9 to talk to ZoWilliams before I lose my mind. Yeah, I need advice on my relationship cause I'm about to start breaking. I can't take it no more. I got to holler at Zoe, the relationship pro. Before I pack up and go, I got my foot out the door and down for leaving. But first, let me holler at Zoe, the voice of reason. I got one foot out the door and down for leaving. But first, let me holler at Zoe, the voice of reason.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zomethi is rising, the voice of reason, back in the building. Foxxhole Radio, Sirius XM 98. We got another heater. God, you guys don't understand how incredible this show is about to be. I'm telling you right now, don't play games. 855-369-9898 is the number to dial. Do not play right now. You've got to get to your phone lines because I have such a special treat, and it is specifically designed for everyone who's listening right now that can get through. Don't play games. Turn the TV off. Get away from whoever you with because I'm about to offer you guys something that's absolutely incredible. Tonight's topic, will you survive the end of the Mayan calendar? December 21st, 2012. This was a show I wanted to do at the beginning of the year when we came back because of the 2012 significance. Oh God, the Mayans predicted the end of the world. 2012. What will 2012 mean for you regarding your life, money, love, relationships? What's going to happen? Is the biggest natural disaster of all time going to happen this year? Were the Mayans wrong, or is it going to be another, failed end of the world prediction? Remember last year, May 11th, 2011, or was it May 11th or May 10th or whatever, that guy was like, oh, it's going to be the end of the world. Jesus is going to be the end of the world. And people were packing and buying stuff and doing all kind of stuff. But let me tell you right now, I'm not going to reveal their names just yet. But coming on in the next 15 minutes, oh goodness, I have two, a man and a female, right? Two of the world's most accredited, most internationally renowned, most authenticated psychic mediums. They will be doing readings for all of the callers that can get through. You have but one question to ask. And when I say these dudes is cold, the dude is cold and the woman is cold. They all had to give me a reading before they could get on. And they was as tight as Nat Cooch. I'm telling you, it was cold-blooded. If you want to participate, 855-369-9898. I'm telling you right now, don't play. Tweet me at ZoWilliams. Maybe you can tweet in a question. I don't know, but you better get to some kind of mechanism, whether it's a computer, whether it's online. I don't know. You better do something. I'll be back in 2.2. Ladies and gentlemen, if you not up on your police, that's the police right there. We are spirits in the material world. Crazy record. You got to get up on your police game if you ain't knowing. Tonight's topic, ZoWilliams, voice of reason, Foxxhole Radio, back in the building. Sirius XM 98, the one and only mighty Foxxhole Radio has returned. ZoWilliams, voice of reason is here. Will you survive 2012? What will 2012 mean for your life, your money, your love life, your relationships, just life in general? Now, come on, man. Since time immemorial, since people began keeping watch, keeping records, people have predicted the end of the world. You had Montanus, who was an early heretic in Christianity, who predicted the end of times were upon the world. I mean, this is 431 AD. Of course, he was wrong because we're well past 431 AD. Charles Wesley, one of the founders of the Methodist Church, believed that the world was going to end in 1794. Of course, he was wrong. Why is it that most of the people that are predicting the world are religious? Somebody want to call me at 855-369-9898? I mean, you just, I don't know. And of course, you have the Jehovah's Witness predictions. The Jehovah's Witness religion has made a number of predictions about the end of the world. I mean, you would think if you predicted it once and was wrong, you wouldn't come back to that kind of, that's a really big prediction that you're wrong on. It's kind of crazy. 855-369-9898. The first was 1914. They based their prediction on prophecies from the book of Daniel. And if you studied the Bible and all, Daniel and the book of Revelations are kind of connected. After the end did not come, they changed the meaning of the prediction. Wow, you could do that? Okay. And stated that it was the date that Jesus would begin to rule invisibly. Yes, invisibly. Okay, some other years that the group have predicted the end of the world to come are 1914, 1915, 1918, 1920, 1925, 1941, 1975. Okay, and 1994. Wow. The great disappointment, I guess. A lot of people predicted the end of the world, 1910, Halley's Comet, that was a sign. Even as early as last year, like I said, May 10th. Mother's Day, for Christ's sake. Somebody talk to me, 855-369-9898. You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to ask a couple of questions. Because a lot of these doomsdayers out there, and naysayers, oh God, it's like two factions, right? You have the people that are saying the world is going to end, right? The doomsdayers. And there's a new television show out. I think it's on TLC or something like that. I'm not quite sure which station is on, but it's called Bug Out, the Buggers, or Bug Out, or whatever. And basically, these people are preparing for the end of the world. Doomsday preppers or something like that. And, they're preparing for the end of the world. They're preparing for a great catastrophe, whether it's a comet falling out of the sky, whether it's that huge, it's probably I think it is the largest volcano in the world that sits underneath Yellowstone Park. It's a geological structure called a caldera. And you saw it in movie sense blow up in the movie 2012. When they were at the park and the guy was there and he was doing the pirate radio broadcasts and they were in the trailer or whatever and that whole area blew up. That's a caldera, the largest volcano in the world. And they say it's 20, 30,000 years overdue for its next blow up. It's supposed to blow up every 620,000 years. And they're saying, hey, we're in the period of its activity. Then you got some, talking about the 11-year cycle we just ended or we entered into in 2012. The 11-year sun cycle. The sun has cycles of activity and then it's dormant. Well, 2012 started a new active years, right? It's active for 11 years. And we've already had 2 major sun flares since 2012 began. Is it over? The other group of people are saying, no, it's not going to be the end of the world. Stop it. It's not going to be the end of the world. Yeah, Living for the Apocalypse is on TLC. That's the name of the show. You got some people that says it's not the end of the world. Stop it. It's the end of an era. It's the end of a way of thinking. There's a consciousness happening. Something is about to change the way we get down. Well, I'm going to do this. I'm opening up the phone lines. But before I do, I'm going to bring on my special guests. We've got 2 of them, a male and a woman. And what I would like is for the callers to listen very carefully to them and choose which one you're going to ask your one question to. You get one question from either one of these people, 2 of the best, most accredited, most renowned, internationally, I may add, psychic mediums in the world. Without further ado, let me bring in the female of my team tonight. When I found her and of course I looked these people up. There's a list out there that was compiled by a man by the name of Bob Olson. And once his father died, he went on a quest because he wanted to know, like, hey, man, is there life after death? Because, when you lose a parent, you want to know, like, man, this can't be it. So he went on a mission, and he created a testing mechanism, and he went on to be an FBI agent and all kind of other stuff. He studied criminology, the whole nine. And he went to create this means or this way to test the validity of psychic mediums. He didn't want any fake people. He wanted people that could produce tangible evidence that the afterlife is real And he tested hundreds, thousands maybe of people, mediums, people claiming to be mediums or whatever. And only 12 made the list. And this young lady, as well as the gentleman I'm about to bring on, are 2 of his 12. So let me read her bio really quickly. Based in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, Herz is one of only 11 psychic mediums in the world that have been tested as legitimate by the extremely demanding scrutiny and requirements of Bob Olson, former skeptic and investigator. In B's practice, she connects to a client's spiritual guides and higher self to deliver guidance and direction on issues ranging from career to relationships. B's medium readings are exceedingly powerful as she provides evidence from the deceased to acknowledge that the soul is actually from the deceased loved one. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, it blew me away when I talked to her. She's on the show right now. Herz, can you just really open up and say hello to the millions of people that are listening to you that have just been introduced to you?
Well, absolutely, Zoe. And let me just tell you, I just am so honored to be here. And can I just tell your millions of listeners, first of all, that you are the most loving, kind, compassionate, and might I say, because I'm going to quote somebody that you did a YouTube interview with, and I've done some of my research today. You are a Renaissance man, my friend.
Wow.
You really are.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, I'm serious. And you know a lot about everything. I'm going to quote that person again, okay? Because you really do. I've been listening, and I'm just amazed at all the things you know about the Bible and all the things you know about the predictions, and it's great to be on a show where someone has done their homework and is knowledgeable. And I just want to thank you for that lovely. I just feel like, oh my gosh, I have a lot to live up to here. Ah!
You do. I mean, and the reading you did for me was so awesome. I said, okay. And if you recall, I said, I can't have you on the show unless I can vouch for you.
I know. I was like, oh,
and you
really?
did it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and you did a reading, and it blew me away, knocked me off my feet. So,
well, your personality and your love and your warmth blew me away. And I also love that you're educating people. Education, my friend.
Thank you. So now, let's bring on your friend.
Yes.
And he was also awesome as well. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, this guy gave me an awesome reading as well. This brother is an nationally and internationally renowned spirit medium residing in New York. You know what I mean? New York City. You know what I'm saying? The city's so nice they had to name it twice. And who has for 20 years been reuniting thousands of people from all over the world with their loved ones who have transitioned into the spirit world. This brother has exhibited intuitive abilities with communicating to spirits. This is when he's at the age of 4 by making predictions and relaying spirit messages. Listen, I'm going to stop reading his situation. It reads like an encyclopedia.
It really
He's
does.
been on He's been on everything. ABC, CBS, NBC TV. He's been everywhere. This dude, when I did the reading with him, now y'all, anybody who's fans of the Voice of Reason know, my mother passed in 2009. This dude did a reading and was like, your mother is here. And what was so cold, he was like, your mother is a part of the show. Because she knows what you're doing in the community and the people that listen and the relationship stuff. And then he was like, your mother's asking about your daughter. Damn near dropped the phone. Without further ado, my man and soon to be your man, Glenn Klausner is in the building. Glenn, speak to us, man.
Hey, Brother Zoe. It's so great to be here tonight with you, and thank you for that beautiful introduction, and to my wonderful friend that's on the show with us tonight, Herz, the lovely Herz. So great to share the show with her, too.
Man,
this
this
is so
is
much
awesome.
fun.
Yes. So really quickly, I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions, and then we're going to jump right into callers. Is that all right?
Let's do it.
Sure.
All right, let's do this really quickly. And you both can give me an answer on this, and we'll let the lady go first. When did you know you had a gift? And did it scare you once you found out that you had it?
Well, yes. And I have to say, and I really want to stress this. I knew as a child, but that is not true for everyone. So if there are people listening to this show and you feel like you're psychic or you feel like you're waking up, it's fine. You're fine. You know, you just give one of us a call. It's all right, because people are waking up at different ages now. You don't always have to be a kid to be an authentic psychic medium here. People are waking up at all different ages. I want to stress that. But yes, as a child, I knew because I saw what we, you know, in the common world we call ghosts. And as a child, that's very frightening. And they were just spirits, and they just they knew I could see them, and yeah, it was frightening. I pretty much kept myself on lockdown. Unlike Glenn, he stepped out much earlier than I did. I kept myself on lockdown pretty much until I was, oh gosh, this is going to give away my age to millions of people. I don't care, 40.
That's all right. That's all right. We couldn't tell, but you done told us now.
Thank you. As I put my readers on, thank you.
Right. So, Glenn, what about you?
Well, for me, it started when my mom was putting lemon juice and peroxide in my hair as a toddler. I was like 2, and she was really doing that. But for me, it was actually what's so cathartic about doing the show tonight, Zoe, is that when I first discovered communicating to a spirit, I was 4 years old, and that spirit, the first spirit, happened to be my mother's father, who had passed away on this exact day, March 29th, 3 years prior to my birth. Mm-hmm. And so it's such a great honor to be doing the show tonight because, you know, it's the same day that my grandpa, who I never met on Earth, had passed. So he was the first spirit that I saw, and I wasn't freaked out at all. It was totally very normal to me. And it would come and go through my younger years as a child. And by the time I got between my 9th and 10th birthdays, it started becoming much more pronounced with predictions and things like that were pertaining to my family and with neighbors and stuff like that. And then once I got into the teen years, it started to progress more. And then after that, I became ageless, and I never advanced past the age of 18, and it's still been going ever since.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So let me ask you this, and this is a question for both of you, and B, you could start first, and then Glenn, you can come clean it up, and not that she's going to make a mess, but, you know, you're in the cleanup position.
You never know.
What does 2012 mean to you guys? And let's put some of the fears to rest. If maybe you guys have seen some visions of the end of the world. Are we going to have a major earthquake? Is you know, the caldera in Yellowstone Park going to blow up? Tell us what it means. Is it the end of the world, or is it the end of a way of thinking? What do you guys think?
I'm not going to sing. I'm going to let Glenn sing because he is the singer. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I just learned everybody's, no, it's not. It is not the end of the world. And I do not believe in fear-based. I don't believe in fear-based religion. I don't believe in fear-based anything. What 2012 means, it's one of two things, though. And let me tell you what in my heart of hearts and what I believe. I believe it's a shift in consciousness, and I feel it's already happening. It's slowly been happening. Yes, are we going to see more disasters, things like that? It's something called global warming. But we all are going to have to come together from our hearts, from our heart space. We're going to have to learn how to love one another. Strange concept when might is right. I think that way of life is going to have to come to an end if we're going to survive, and I think we will survive. And I think to do that, we're going to evolve. And we are evolving. We are evolving day in and day out. You just having this show on the air is proof that we are evolving. Let me just go there with that statement. I mean, 10 years ago even, this would have been nuts. It would have been nuts.
This would have been crazy. Yeah,
right?
You're right. Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying, though, is that, and this is my second theory, is that, and this is just me being, you know, myself, because I'm constantly questioning, is that maybe there's another Mayan calendar and we just haven't found it, and we have 50,000 more years to go. Did you ever think of that one? It just could be practical, right?
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Glenn, where are you?
You know.
Well, it was very well said.
Jump in and give you the real deal here.
No,
yeah, I mean, it's what I feel. I mean, well, I definitely agree with what B had said, that, which I've been saying for a while, is like really about coming together in love and that return to love, and to be, for ourselves, to be loved and be loved, because the first love of our lives is ourselves. So it's really important to love ourselves, and when we can see the good in ourselves and other people, we'll see a lot of good, more good of it, because it's just energy. But technically, because the Earth has been here for over 4 billion years, and in the Judaic calendar, it's the year 5771. So technically, 2012 has passed us by 3,759 years.
It's true. It's true. The Judaic calendar, the new year just passed a couple weeks ago.
Right.
In March sometimes.
So it's actually 5772 then. And but we're still here. I mean, one of a particular spirit that I've communicated to since the early 1990s, I had asked him about, a couple of years ago, I had asked him about 2012, and his witty self said to me, "Do you remember Y2K?" And I go, "Yes." And he goes, "You're still here, aren't you?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Will that answer your question about 2012?" And I go, and I started to laugh. I go, "Apparently so." So it's not the end of the world.
And
I think it's the end of the world of a lot of things as we know it, in a lot of ways that we've been accustomed to living and thinking that we are who we are all souls. So I think what's going to come to an end is realization that, it's not about somebody being Caucasian or African American, straight, homosexual, their job titles, how much money they earn, who's famous, who's not famous. It's a recognition that we are all soul, we are all one, divinely connected to each other. And I think that's where a lot more we're going to start seeing that, what I'll call a relation shift.
Right. Ooh, a relationship.
I like that. Mm-hmm.
And I've stolen it. Thank you. A relationship. She said I got it first. That's awesome.
Ladies first, gentlemen. Ladies first.
Absolutely. So let me do this really quickly. I want a yes or no answer from both of you before we go to break.
Okay.
A person living during these extraordinary times, if they are incapable of forgiveness, would you say that that is an immature soul? Yes or no? Glenn?
So you want me to answer first this time?
Yeah, the curveball.
Well, I want to share this for you and B and for your listening
Okay,
audience.
well, wait. This is what we got to do. We got to do this first. We got to take a break, and then you come back and answer it, because I know this is going to be profound. All right, ladies and gentlemen, ZoMetheus Rising, the voice of reason, is in the building. The show is crazy. I see the phone lines. They're on fire. Will you survive 2012? What will 2012 mean for you, your life, money, love, relationships? You've got one question, and I'm opening up the phone lines when I come back right after Glenn answers my question. I'll see you in 2.2. Ladies and gentlemen, ZoMetheus Rising, the voice of reason, is back in the building. Sirius XM 98, the world-famous Jamie Foxx's Foxxhole Radio. Nobody's doing radio like this. Tonight's topic, will you survive 2012? What will 2012 mean for your life, money, love, relationships? I'm about to open the phone lines to our special guests. I mean, we have somebody or two people that are absolutely incredible with what they do. We have Herz, BEEHERZ.com, Herz. She's a female, she's gorgeous, she's beautiful, she's intelligent, and she's intuitive. You'll be able to talk to her. One question. Let me just preface you guys. And of course, my good friend Glenn Klausner, who's also a nationally and internationally renowned spirit medium. You guys get to ask them one question, not a sub-question underneath the question. Well, this leads to that question, and then. No. You better really think about it. I've given you enough time to think about that one question. Okay? And that's how we're going to do it. I'm glad to have you guys back. Are you guys ready to open up the phone lines and participate?
Let's do it.
Glenn?
Yeah. Did you want to answer that question that you had asked before the break about forgiveness?
I do. That's what I was just about to ask you. Really quickly, talk to me.
So the question was about, you asked something about to do with if somebody lacks forgiveness, is it an immature soul, right?
Yes. If they lack the ability, if they don't know how to forgive, is that the sign of an immature soul?
No. Not at all. It's just, but forgiveness is very essential to our well-being and to our, that I will say. And when we cross back over to the other side, the two things that they're going to ask you in the spirit world is, what did you learn about unconditional love and forgiveness? That's it. They're not going to ask you about the car you drove, about the hairdo you had, the job you had. It's all going to ask you about unconditional love and forgiveness. That's it.
Wow. When you cross over, that's what they're going to... Okay, we already got Jules then.
Yep.
Wow.
And I'm going to add something to that.
Please.
The biggest thing that you can do on this realm, in this realm, before you get to the next realm, is forgive yourself. Because if you can forgive yourself, you will be able to transcend your ego and forgive others. And if you want to learn how to do that, you need to do something called get a life coach, and that is ZoWilliams. Go ahead, Zo.
Wow. What? Oh, excuse me. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's get busy. Right now, on the phone, with his one question, you got to tell us who you want to talk to. If you want to talk to B, you can talk to B. If you want to talk to Glenn, you can talk to Glenn. It's up to you. Who are you feeling? I want to go at Ron from North Carolina. One question.
Yeah, my question is for Glenn. I want to know what my health situation is going to be in the future.
Did you say your health?
Yes, my health.
Well, one of the things I'm picking up for you automatically, first of all, thinking, use this, first of all, I'm being told to use this affirmation, which is a great affirmation to use, is saying, I am wellness. I'm in perfect radiant health. But one thing I do get that I want you to look into is getting from a supermarket ginger, basically ginger root that you get in the produce section, and start using ginger in like a juicer with carrots and apples and drink that a couple of times a week. I am kind of getting that. I want to see your because I'm kind of a little concerned about your gastrointestinal area. I want to kind of get your gastrointestinal and a lot of the colon stuff clear, where you can do a lot of detoxification through just drinking lemon water, taking a piece of lemon, squeezing a glass of water, drink it twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. But I'm feeling like some gastro stuff. It's nothing major, serious, but you could prevent some stuff going on in the stomach and the intestines and the colon by even having a grapefruit, and also to what I'm kind of getting more, the lemon water will really help keep your alkalinity levels up and your pH levels, but I'm also being told for you to daily say, I am wellness, I'm in perfect radiant health, and not just say it, but feel it. It's to see words are one thing, but feeling it. It's like saying, I love you to somebody, but if you don't feel it, it doesn't work effectively. All those books like The Secret can go right out the window. So it's feeling it, but you're going to be okay. I just feel like to kind of more replenish your system with more fluids that are beneficial for your stomach and for your colon and for your liver.
Wow. Hey, Ron.
And you'll be okay.
Hey, Ron, this is Zo.
How you doing, Zo?
Are you having some issues that he's talking about?
Well, actually, now that you mentioned it, I've been having a little situation with my stomach. I've been taking from GNC a multivitamin with colon cleansing, and it's been flushing me out. And I've been using the bathroom, urinating, and a lot since I've been taking this multivitamin.
Good.
Wow.
I just want to interject something for him, and actually I want to interject this for a lot of people, to avoid taking B12 vitamins, because you can get a good B12 stuff from a lot of fruits and vegetables. B12 vitamins, even the best vitamin called Solgar, which has been around for 60 plus years. If you ever take a B12 vitamin and notice that your urine is yellow, that's because your body is rejecting it. B12 vitamins have something called, a lot of vitamins actually have something called titanium dioxide and magnesium stearate in it, very deadly to the body. So avoid taking B12. If you notice that the urine is yellow as opposed to like a strong yellow color, where it's not the normal clear color, definitely get rid of the B vitamins or the B12 vitamins, because that's what it rejects the body. It doesn't want it in the body. So you can get B12 vitamins through a lot of produce that's in the supermarket, and it's okay. But I feel like you're going to be okay. The stuff that you're probably doing, but I feel like add that lemon water drink twice a day to your basically just drinking, and you'll notice a lot of difference also with your body. And actually, there's something else. You stay away from anything that's antacids and anything that's really acidic. Even orange juice could be very acidic at times.
Wow.
Grapefruit. Even though lemons have some, you could use some acidity, but the other thing I felt that he could get to take is, this is going to sound really weird, so bear with me on this one. Taking a teaspoon of baking soda and stirring it in water and drinking it, it's safe. It's totally safe. It's not going to harm you.
So he's
It'll actually help you. It'll help your stomach too.
So Glenn, we hit him hard. He got hit upside the dome piece. His head is swirling right now. We have to get somebody for B. Do I have a caller who's ready for B? Is there somebody out there who wants to talk to B? The phone lines are jam-packed. Is there somebody that wants to talk to B? My producer is getting her for me, or him or her. I don't know if it's a male or female. B's up next. What do we have? Do we have somebody? Jessica from North Carolina is in the building. Thanks, Ron, for the call. Jessica, you're on the Voice of Reason. Do you have your question?
I do. My question is, what significant event will take place in my life this year? I have a lot going on with finances. I have a lot going on with my love life, so I don't know how to pinpoint which one to ask about. So I'll just ask which one to talk to me about what significant event is going to happen for me this year.
Okay, so remember you're allowed to ask. Zoe, put the rules up. So one, right?
Yes.
Right,
one question.
Okay. So one. So what's the most significant?
Yes.
Okay. The most significant for you this year. Ooh, girl, you're in some mental conflict. Okay, that's okay.
Oh my gosh, you know that.
Yeah. Okay, that's okay. You need to have patience with yourself, and remember, always, love yourself, because it's going to get better. I'm giving you about 12 weeks. Your obstacles and challenges are going to be over, and the biggest thing that's going to happen to you this year is money. Okay, and
where does she live? B. Where did?
Okay,
hey B,
so,
where does she live? Can we get her? No, never mind. Go ahead, B.
We're going to come live with you.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's not like a lottery sum of money, but what is going to happen is you are going to get a job that is more than a job. It's your passion, and that's really important, because at first you're going to be, this isn't going to be that much money, but just know that it is your passion, and if you stick with it, then you will. And I do see you making right under six figures.
Wow.
Oh my God! You know that?
Yes.
Okay,
crazy.
Okay.
So, Jessica, you've already proven that she's accurate. We got to keep moving. Who wants to talk to B? Who wants to talk to Glenn? We're going to somebody that wants to talk to Glenn. Glenn, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hey, let's get active. We've got Corey from Atlanta, ATL in the building. What's your one question for Glenn?
Money.
Well,
money.
Actually, let me ask you this, because Spirit, with me being a medium and B being a medium, Spirit sometimes takes us in a totally different direction than a radio show wants us to or a client wants us to. I got to ask you, who connected to you passed away from esophageal cancer?
Ooh.
I don't know. I think it might be my grandma.
I'm going to tell you it's about 12 years ago. It happened about 11 or 12 years ago.
Ooh, I'm 27 now, so I'm like, I don't know.
I can tell you it's not a female, it's a male. Actually, I just saw the Spirit, it's a male. It's standing right above your head, so that would tell me that it's not a parent because it's above your head. So it's got to be someone who would be a contemporary to you, a little bit older than you, almost like an older brother kind of figure, but not necessarily brother, because a brother would come through next to you. So this is someone who's a little bit older than you, but it's above you, probably maybe about a decade older than you, but I feel like it's a friend, brotherly figure, but he had esophageal cancer.
I don't know, to tell you the truth.
Might want to go ask Auntie.
It's my uncle I was close to. He ain't about 2-3 years older than me. If he moved from Gary, Indiana, down to Atlanta when I was younger, so most of all my family's in Gary.
Now, this one's definitely deceased. He's not among the living. And for some reason, I feel like that this Spirit, when you figure him out, because I'm trying to move as fast as I can on radio, I do, to pertain to your question about money, I feel like he's going to help you, but you got to kind of clear up something first. I feel like he's telling me that you need to let go. Rather, let me change the word need, because needs always turn into more needs and wants turn into more wants. It's have to. There's something you have to let go of in order to allow something new to open up for you. So if there's something you're holding on to that's a blockage of a fear of making money or fear of not having money or fear of, you know, we all go through it because it's part of being human, where we all have certain things that come up in our lives, you know, where we could feel insecure about or whatever. It's just part of being a human. And I feel like once you can knock that out of you and kind of go more in a confidence feeling that you're worthy, that you deserve to be abundant in all forms, of course, your health, because, you know, all the money in the world will not do anything for you if you don't have your health. So if you have your health, that's a blessing. You have love in your life, that's a blessing. And of course, it's nice to have money, too. But it should never be a number one priority, you know, to think that that's all there is to life. But I feel like once you're able to clear through some fear of something, it'll be smooth sailing for you. So I see you in the next couple of months, between now and June, really working through that fear, getting through that dark, what they call the dark feelings. So if you're going through those feelings like, and I'm not putting you on the spot or anything, but if you feel like, you know, I don't know if I could do this, or any of those kinds of thoughts that kind of may go through your mind, is knowing that you're not your mind. Enter into your heart, and there you'll know the truth. And you'll be able to discover that ability to tap into money.
Wow. Okay, he asked for money. Let me just say, this stuff right here, it's blowing me away because I'm just finding so many revelations. If you're just tuning in to the Voice of Reason on Sirius XM Satellite, 98 is the channel on, whether you have Sirius or XM, it's 98. That's our channel. Will you survive 2012? What will 2012 mean for your life, money, love, relationships? I mean, this is just so deep. The phone lines are so jam-packed. If you're just tuning in, we have two of the world's greatest psychic mediums online right now. And they're offering just one question. They're going to help you with it. One question, right? The two that are on, it's a male. His name is Glenn Klausner. He's awesome. As you could tell, anybody that's getting a reading from him can tell he's awesome. And, of course, B. Herz, she's in the building as well. Glenn, really quickly, don't you have a website? And if you do, what is it?
Of course. It's www.glenn, with two N's, and my last name is spelled Klausn, like Nancy, ER.com.
Right. And I want everybody to go to Glenn's website as well as B's website. Her website is Tell Us, B. I got it in front of me, but I just love your voice. Talk to me.
Oh, thank you. It's BeeHerz, BeeHerz.com.
Wow.
Really?
Okay, we've got. Do you guys?
And if anybody goes to my site, you'll see that it's actually me because I look like me. And if you go to B's site, you'll see it's her because she looks like her.
Exactly. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a break right now, and then we're going to come back. And when we come back, we have a caller by the name of D Love. And D Love wants to talk to B. So right now, we're going to talk about Prince, 1999. Is it the end of the world? 2000, party over, oops, out of time. I'll be back in 2.2. Holla. Ladies and gentlemen, ZoWilliams Rising. Has your mother ever talked to you without using her mouth? Telepathy, even. I ain't gonna lie. 1998, my great-grandmother spoke to me with some telepathy. Scared me. Because, you know, we had fallen out. You know, when I was a little kid, I used to get on her roof and throw rocks at the neighborhood kids. She would be like, go home, badass. And I would say, you just give me that $1 you owe me. That's what you do. She said, okay, I'm going to give you that $1. She'll go in and get what she called Dr. Green, which was a switch. Right? And then I would run away. But as I grew up, we grew apart. And then one day, I swear to God, all I heard was a voice that said, check on your grandmother. And I called her, and she was like, hey, boy, I'm good. What's happening? How you doing? I said, I'm great. Someone just told me to call you. And she said, boy, I'm fine. I said, do you need anything? She said, yeah, I need you to put a blanket over me. My grandmother was wild and crazy and free, and I just knew that sounded strange because she was independent. She could do for us. I just need you to come down here and put a blanket on. I said, something is wrong with Big Mama. I went down there, knocked on the door for 2 hours. And my grandmother, Scorpio, fiery, you know, she finally gets to the door. But before she opens the door, she says, God damn it, I told you to come in. She had been on the other side of the door saying, come in. I said, Big Mama, the door is locked. She said, if the door is locked, then you locked it. Huh? She finally opened the door, and she was covered in feces. She was just toe up. She was 88 at the time. You know, she was messed up. And then I got a friend, an older friend, who was a nurse. And she came in and bathed her and cleaned her and stayed with her for the next 2 weeks, and then she died. But before she died, she dropped every jewel about me. And she shared so much about me. And I wasn't even there. You know, I just had the lady come and take care of her. And I came to visit her a couple more times. And on the second time that I visited her, she said, who would have thought that the devil would have been Big Mama's angel? That's what she told me. Will you survive 2012? What will 2012 mean for you? Your life, money, love, relationships. I've got mediums, the best in the world. 2 of them, man and female, on the phone with me right now. Glenn Klausner and Be Herz. Glenn Klausner, you can find him on Facebook.com/Glenn. That's GLENN. Klausner. KLAUSNER 7. You gotta friend him right now. That's because I told you to. BeHerz.com. BeHerz.com. Come on. Let's get busy. We've got callers. Are you guys ready to dance?
Yes, sir.
We are. And I just got to say, Zoe, that was some amazing story about your grandmother.
Yeah, man. It was a cold situation, man. You know I'm going through a thing right now, Glenn. So
I know. I'm with you. I send you lots of love and light, brother.
I appreciate it. So let's get busy. Who's our next caller? I think there's somebody to talk to B. Ooh. It's D-Love from Cali. No, they're from Nebraska. D-Love, talk to me.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Fine.
Great. Listen, I have just one simple question for you. And the question is, I'm a young minister. I'm 38 years old, and I would like to know, is the Spirit of God blessing my ministry?
Okay, you want to know if... I'm sorry,
wait,
but it's a little
turn
hard
your
to
radio
hear you.
down. Turn your radio down just a little bit, D-Love. I think he said, is the Spirit of God blessing his ministry? That's what he wants to know.
Right.
What an amazing question. And I just want to thank you, first of all, for being a minister and calling in and asking a medium that question. You have broken many boundaries, sir. So thank you. And I just want to also say to you that my whole body is tingling right now. And as Glenn will attest to, and probably Zoe will pick this up because he's very intuitive, although he will not say he is, what I feel off of you is pure love, and I'm going to keep this really simple because I know we're on the air. But, sir, you are an amazing, amazing man, and anything that you put your hand and your heart to is, hand to God, blessed. You are blessed in more ways than you will ever, ever know. And I know that you're not doing this for money, but it will come. So be patient, and you will have what you need and more so. Wow. Feed your flock, and God bless you.
Wow. D-Love. Hey, D-Love, how you feel right now?
You know, let me say this real quick. My original question was, is the hand of God upon me? And she answered what my question was because I forgot what my question was.
Wow.
So she answered it, and I'm tingling over here just like you tingling. So I know that you ain't a fake.
D-Love, I'm coming to your church, man. I'm coming to Nebraska. Let's do it.
I'm coming. Zoe, we're road tripping.
Oh, man, this is awesome. Thanks for the call, D-Love. Appreciate it. We got to move to the next. If you're just tuning into the Voice of Reason, man, will you survive 2012? You know, what will it mean for you? Life, money, love, relationships? What is going on? We've got 2 of the best in the world, BeHerz.com. And, of course, my good friend, and they're both my good friends now because they know me, and they're part of the show. We could do this again, you know, guys. And of course, Glenn Klausner, You can find Glenn Klausner on Facebook.com/Glenn Klausner7. Glenn is spelled Glenn, Klausner, Klausner. This show is crazy right now. We got to go to the next caller. Hey, Glenn, would you like to speak to a young lady calling out of California by the name of Tiffany?
Of course, and I just wanted to say that reading that Be There for Be Love, which I love that his name was that, was so beautiful, and what he's doing is such a blessing in itself.
Wow.
So yeah, we'll talk to Tiffany. Let's talk to Tiffany.
What up, Tiff?
Hey,
like I know you, Tiffany. What's up, Tiff? Let's go.
It's all right. People
Ooh,
call
I
me
like
Tiff.
Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I guess my question is, in 2012, what is the most important thing that's going to happen in my life?
Good stuff.
Wow, that's a great question. Most important thing that's going to happen in your life. Wow, that's a pretty open one because it could be anything you want it to be for yourself. But I feel like in a spiritual sense, I feel like it's a lot of self-recognition of who you are as a soul is a big thing for you. It's really really remembering who you truly are as soul. As far as that, I feel like that in itself, with a mixture of a lot of other things, of just a lot of I get a lot of really warm-hearted friendships. I feel like it's going to be a really interesting year continuation for you this year, going into next year and the following year. So to go ahead 2 years ahead. A lot to do with friendships. Really seeing friends seeing you for who you truly are, you seeing friends for who they truly are. I feel like it's a big thing to do with relationships, mostly with you, especially with friendships. And a lot of harmony in friendships. And I feel also there's going to be working with friends together in things together. Like, for instance, I'll give you a quick example, so because I know to be really quick, is like, let's say you and a couple of friends have this love for a passion for about rescuing animals. And so it could be something like that where you're getting together and you're helping to rescue dogs and cats and any kind of animals that are abused and neglected and just thrown out on the street or whatever. And that it could be something as simple as, well, that's not so simple, but you get the idea of it. It's just banding together is what the simplicity of it is doing this great cause for animals or whatever it may be. It could be for children that are runaway children that are right now, as you know, in the world, and a lot of people know that a lot of children have been committing suicide due to being bullied, and it's a real big, serious issue that we all need to really pay attention to and to address. Because no 10-year-old child should be committing suicide. No child, no child or person, but especially when it's children, it's very impactful for all of us. They're not victims, these children, but they're education to all of us about bullying, even cyberbullying between adults. So I feel like there's something causal that you and your friends are going to be doing that's going to be really very profound and is going to make a real big impact and difference to a lot of people.
Wow.
Huh?
Wow. Tiffany.
I agree with you.
Yeah, come
we
on.
actually already started. So.
She said they already started. What are y'all doing? Tell me what you're doing.
As far as health.
You crying?
Trying
are you okay?
to eliminate these health problems that can be prevented from childhood obesity to heart disease, then just really getting back to what God planned originally from starting from the beginning with, like you spoke about the other caller, he needs to eat the apples, he needs to eat the certain fruits, etc. And motivation and educating and really get people to understand and realize their God-like potential.
Wow.
I'm smiling as you're saying that because you truly are a beautiful. You truly are a beautiful soul. I knew when I heard your voice, I was like, and I can see you really. That's why I talked about even with the serious issue about children that are committing suicide, because I take it very seriously. And I think it's really important, just saying that, as you know, children have been committing suicide because they're picked on because of obesity or because of their sexuality or the way they look. And so whether you're doing that or doing something with animals, because animals sometimes, you know, somebody doesn't want to adopt an older dog because they're not a spring puppy, you know, kind of thing. And so, you know, it's all these different kind of things. And I love the fact that you and your friends are going to be doing this together, which is so beautiful. And I just feel really, I'm smiling as I'm talking to you because I can already feel what you're doing and about to do, and it's going to be so amazing that I feel like I just feel like you're going to touch a lot of people's hearts. Not that you don't already, but I feel like the angels, I just want to share this with you, angels are going to be really, really doing a lot of intervention work with you and the group of souls that you'll be working with, the living souls on earth. And I just feel the presence of angels being very involved with you, and you'll feel it. You'll know it. You'll be getting a lot of signs from angels. You won't dismiss it. You'll know it's them. Angels will always make you feel very loved and very safe and it's very gentle, but I have a feeling you're going to start seeing a lot of signs that reference angels. Like, for instance, let's say you're driving and you see a bumper sticker on a car that says, "Don't drive faster than your angels can fly." There's a message from the angels. So you're going to start seeing, I feel a lot of, like that television show that used to be on TV years ago called Touched by an Angel. I feel like you're going to have a lot of angel activity happening with you.
Wow.
So much love and blessings to you, Tiffany.
Hey, Tiffany, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. I mean, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. I mean, these people are touching people's lives. Listen, and I don't like the disconnect between psychic mediums and religion. Because even in the Bible, in the book of Acts, said people were blessed with gifts from the Holy Spirit. Book of Acts chapter 9. That's where speaking in tongues come from. And a lot of people think speaking in tongues is saying something that people can't understand. Well, even in the book of Acts, it tells you, do not speak in tongues unless you have an interpreter. Tongue, whether it's in Hebrew or Latin or Greek, tunge, lingue, whatever the terminology was speaking to a specific language. People at that time spoke Galilean, Arabic, or Aramaic, right? But
Aramaic.
That's
what Jesus spoke, Aramaic.
Exactly. And it told you in that book.
Jesus didn't speak a word of English. Just for the record, Jesus didn't speak a word of English.
Absolutely. Not a stitch of English. But it told you in that book where those people, what lands those people were going to go to who spoke in tongues. And they would be able to minister the word to those people then. So it shouldn't frighten you that humans have this gift. And if I'm not mistaken, B and Glenn, we all have the gift that you have. It's just that some people are more sensitive to it and other people may have to learn to develop it and work at it, correct?
Yes, very true.
First one to say that I said that to you. I knew that Glenn would be feeling when that lovely minister was on, and also be love, and also that you would be feeling it, and people listening tonight all over. If you're feeling zinging through your body, if you're feeling goosebumpies or anything of that nature, that's just I call it your inner GPS system. It's our own inner guidance system. And
wow.
We all have intuition. We have all had those moments where we were thinking of somebody and the phone rang and it was them. We've all had them. We've all been there. Well, all Glenn and I do is we use it every day. We use it every day.
It's on.
Yeah. Come on.
You know what's amazing? I used to study this guy, this Indian Hindu guy. He just recently died. His name was Sai Baba.
Yeah.
And there was Sai Baba of India, Puttaparthi, right?
Yes.
This guy
wrote. He was considered the Jesus of India.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, this guy provided water to millions of people who were in drought. He provided food and hospitals, free hospitals, all kind of stuff. He was a very, very spiritual person. And what he said was, because scientists were testing this guy because he was claimed to have done a lot of miracles. But since he's died, you have people come out, naysayers, that say he was a charlatan. I don't know. I just know he did a lot of great work. And there was a book that was put out called A 70-Year-Old Sage. I forgot who the authors were, but they were scientists. And they went to study this guy, and he was doing all kind of miracles in front of these scientists. See, this is the type of person I am. I don't want to get a book that's written by a follower because they already believe. I want to get a book that's written by a skeptic. That's what will validate somebody to me. Just like Bob Olson, who was a skeptic, Glenn and B, through a certain test, scrutiny to prove their gift. Well, you know what this guy said that's going to tie into what B just said? This Indian guru was sitting around a bunch of children with the scientists, right? Mm-hmm. And they had been talking to him, and it was like, well, you're going to let us test you? You're going to let us take you into a lab. And the guru guy, Sai Baba, says, how can you fit everything into your lab? Right? How can you put everything in your lab? And then he noticed that there were a bunch of children around. And he said, it's late. They haven't even eaten. So he calls one of the children over, and he tells the child to pull out. He had on like a robe, and he said, pull out the front of your robe so as to catch whatever I'm going to manifest. So the child pulled the robe out, and the guru put his hand over the robe. And these are scientists documenting this. They said pounds of piping hot cake fell out of his hands. And all the kids ate the cake, and the scientists ate the cake. And then the scientist goes nuts and say, well, how did you do that? How can you do this and we can't? And the scientist, this is to B's point, and then I'm going to take a break. The guru says to the scientist, he says, the only difference between you and I, he said, we're both like matches. But the only difference between you and I is that my match is lit. 855-369-9898, the voice of reason, Foxxhole Radio. We in the building tonight. The phone lines have been on fire ever since. We got to take a quick break. But when I come back, we're going to the next callers. Will you survive 2012? What will 2012 mean for you, your life, money, love, relationships? I'm coming to you, callers. We'll be back. We caught up in the rapture.
They're claiming I'm a criminal, but now I wonder how. Some people never know. The enemy could be the French guardian. I'm now a hooligan. I rock the party and clear all the madness. I'm not a racist, preach to teach the officers. Cause they never had this. No,
don't believe the hype. Is that psychic medium stuff real? I'm telling you guys. Whew. This show is so on fire right now. Will you survive 2012? What will 2012 mean for your life, money, love, relationships? And let me just say this. I played Don't Believe the Hype because a lot of people think it's fake. And there are a lot of charlatans out there. Absolutely. There are people out there saying, hey, if you don't give me $2,000 right now, I won't be able to light a couple of candles and dance around the barbecue pit and get these negative, dark spirits away from you. But I'm going to need $2,000 right now. There's a lot of people out there working that angle, working people's fears and insecurities and taking advantage of people. There are charlatans. But I believe that the universal source of all that is have endowed us with aspects or with gifts that a lot of us don't know how to access. And I think some of us are born with the gift already turned on, piping hot, and ready to serve. Hey, great show tonight. We've got great guests. Good friend of mine, Glenn Klausner, who is a nationally, internationally renowned spirit medium residing in New York City. He's been in the game for over 20 years. He's known he was special and could hear things and spirits and all kind of stuff since he was 4. And he's joined by his female counterpart, good friend of mine as well. They've both done readings for me, knocked me off my feet. Be Herz. You can find Be Herz at BeHerz.com. She's awesome, man. And so is Glenn. Glenn's a musician and a photographer and all kind of other stuff. I want you guys to follow Glenn on Facebook. And B, once I read his, I want you to tell me your Facebook page if you have one. Glenn's Facebook page is www.facebook.com/Glenn. Glenn is spelled with 2 N's. Klausner, Klausner7. Man, tonight's show is crazy. Before I get to the next callers, I want to give you guys somewhat of a little breather here. And I'm just going to read a couple of tweets. And you guys don't have to answer these tweets, but Twitter is on fire, too. You want to follow ZoWilliams at ZoWilliams, at ZoWilliams. Follow me. If Glenn has a Twitter, if B has a Twitter, I'm going to give him an opportunity to tell us, and then you guys follow them as well. At DBTs, will Zimmerman get locked up finally? George Zimmerman is the guy who killed the young boy in Florida because he was, it's been this huge racial thing. The little kid had a can of Arizona and some Skittles in his pocket, and the guy said, well, because I'm the head of the watch, the neighborhood watch, this kid, because he has on a hoodie and he's a young African-American kid, he's suspicious. So it sparked this whole million hoodie march where celebrities and all types of luminaries have donned hoodies. Even the Miami Heat, the entire Miami Heat team took a photo with hoodies on. You understand? So this Twitter person says, will Zimmerman get locked up? Because the dude hasn't even been locked up for what he did. Hasn't even been arrested. So you guys don't have to answer. At Spirit Driven says, I've been visited by spirits since I was a kid. As an adult, I've encountered different types of spirits. What were these? You guys don't have to answer. You don't have to. You don't have to.
I'll answer.
Oh. Ho, ho. Bees jumped on top. Where are we, Bee?
I'm just on. I just want to say to everyone out there tweeting, I just tweeted. I am a follower of Zoe, so I'm tweeting. I want to say, I think that's called trending for somebody my age. Is that called trending, Zoe? Just so we know.
Yeah, let's trend it up on out of here.
Let's trend. I'm going to trend it up to the person that wants to know about spirits visiting them. Don't be afraid. You are in control of the spirit world. You put your boundaries in place, and you say, in the words of the late Whitney Houston, hell to the Bobby, and nobody is allowed to knock on your door. It's just like anybody knocking on your door. You can say yes or you can say no.
Wow.
So I just
and that's to any spirit, right?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's just a spirit is a human in energetic form. That's all it is. If Grandma is knocking at the door at 3 a.m., you say, Grandma, I'm sorry, but no thank you. You come back at a decent time.
But you know, grandmama ain't gonna listen to you. I want to talk to you now.
Let me tell you something. Your grandma might not listen to you.
Right.
She
won't listen to me. Right, she won't listen.
No, your grandmother is not listening to you. I'm just saying in general, you have control over that realm, and really what they want to come through is give you a message and love. There's no fear involved.
Wow. Really quickly, let's do it, because the next caller is for B.
Oh, okay.
So B, are you ready
I'm
for
on
him?
it.
All right. Who do we have? We have Joanne from Ohio. Wants to talk to B. Let's go.
Hi, Joanne. Joanne.
Hello.
Hey, okay, yeah. Turn it down just a taste, honey. Just a taste, Joanne. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How can I help you, Joanne?
Yes, I'd like to know about my prosperity and love life for 2012.
Okay. Zoe, could you please repeat that for me? I'm having a hard time.
I think she said she wanted to ask a question about her love life in 2012. Is that what you said, Joanne?
Yes, my finances and love life.
Her romance and finance is what she wants to know about.
Do we allow Joanne too, though?
Okay, we'll go with one.
Just one. Which one you want?
My love life.
Which one? Her love life.
Let's go with the love. I'm feeling the love. Okay, let's get love in the house. Ooh. All right, Joanne, buckle your seatbelt. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready for love, Joanne? That's the first thing I want to ask you.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. You say absolutely, Joanne, but I have to beg to differ. Let me tell you why. Now, there is something about love that causes us great anticipation and butterflies, and there's something else that comes with love, and that's a little bit of fear. Because in the past, we might have attracted somewhat not the most wonderful of personages in our lives. Do you understand what I'm saying? Joanne?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay. But this time, I want you to not think about the past, and I want you to know, Joanne, that I want you to know that you are going to attract a man, not a boy, not someone that needs you, a man, a partner. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So with that being said, in about 4 to 6 months, if you do this correctly and you put in place that you deserve, Joanne, a man, a partner, not someone that's going to sit on your couch while you work hard for a living. I want you to bring in a man. Do you understand?
Yes.
4 to 6 months he comes in, and what I like to call, in my good friend John Holland's words, a spiritual union. A spiritual union is not a soulmate. A soulmate has a beginning and an end. A spiritual union is someone that you will marry and that you will die and grow old with.
Wow. Is that
okay?
I'm sorry to interrupt. Is that like a twin flame?
Yes. Another word for that would be a twin flame.
Absolutely. Go deep.
Joanne, do you understand?
You say a twin flame?
Do you understand what a twin flame is?
No.
Zoe, tell her what a twin flame is.
A twin flame, as explained to me by Be Herz. A twin flame is someone that you share your soul with. They actually have the same soul as you. Twin flame. And that's different than a soulmate, because a soulmate has, a different soul, but they're finite in your life. What I call it in relationship terms is soulmate is a stepping stone. They're here to give you a lesson and then move on. It's like a stepping stones. But a twin flame is a cornerstone, one that is there for the long haul. From here on, lifetimes of it, right?
Absolutely. Amen.
That's the difference. ZoWilliams in the building, right? Helping the psychics go deeper.
That's right. He's taken it to another level because ZoWilliams knows love, just like psychics know love. And let me tell you something else, Joanne. Man, I want you to think of yourself as worthy. You are a righteous woman. You really are. You really do well. You have sacrificed much in your life. You've worked hard. It is time.
Wow.
Be taken care of, be loved.
Well, she dropped, unfortunately, but you did hit her up. Yeah, because I wanted to talk to her more, but you did hit her upside the head. And that's all we want to do is hit folk upside the head with a little something.
That's somebody upside the head, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes the truth hits you upside the head, and it makes you go, oh, well, damn, I never thought of it that way. But you got to get hit upside the head in order for that to register, you see.
It's called the psychic 2x4.
The psychic 2x4. Mm-hmm. I'm stealing it.
Okay,
just as I'm stealing Glenn's relationship.
No, yes. I got that one.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Beauty before
We're having
age,
a great,
my friend. Beauty before age.
Absolutely. We're having a great time tonight. We got two of the world's greatest psychic mediums on the phone. Really quickly, Glenn, before I go to your next caller, can I just ask you really quickly, what is the difference between a psychic and a medium?
Big difference. Well, first of all, I just want to say this to you, Zoe. I'm so enjoying being on the show tonight with you and B. This is like, I've done like 1,000 radio shows in the history of my career. This has to be the best one I've ever done.
Wow, man.
Just because the energy is so alive, and I'm so grateful to be here with sharing this with both of you and of course, all these millions of people that are listening. As far as what the difference between a psychic and a medium is, well, it's kind of like this. It's like, okay, all beagles are dogs, but not all dogs are beagles. Or like all doctors, okay, so you have like, let's say, a regular physician, right? A regular MD physician, but they're not a surgeon. So a regular psychic is basically like a regular medical physician, whereas a medium is like the surgeon, the specialist. And that's really the big difference in the two.
So,
mediums specifically communicate to the people who've crossed over, whereas regular psychics often do not communicate to people's loved ones. They'll communicate to like spirit guides and angels, and communicate. Psychics are more generally like doing a reading your energy field. Where a medium like myself or like B, we're actually reading spirits, and we're relaying the messages that spirits are saying by sending thoughts to us, and we're relaying those messages to a person that's having a reading with us.
Wow. So, and to tie into that question for you, Glenn, I want to bounce to B really quickly. B, when we talk about psychics and mediums, how does free will factor in?
Huge. When I give, just like when I give Joanne, so if she's still listening, Joanne, I just said, you give psychics or mediums will give people timelines. Now, if Joanne decides, let's just say, we'll use this as an example, that she wants to go out with a guy because he's really good looking. But guess what? He doesn't have a job. He's not worthy of her yet. He's not a man. I'm not saying that doesn't make you a man because this economy is bad. I'm using it as an example. He's not, or let's say it's something else. he smokes, and that's a deal breaker to her. And she decides to go ahead and do it. Then, guess what? That's her free will. And that timeline that I just gave her, that doesn't mean the window shuts and she doesn't get to meet the man. The man is still around. It just shifts things. And also, if you hear something that you don't want, that doesn't really fit with you, you're like, if I say, you know what, I really think that you need to go be a circus trainer for elephants, and that doesn't fit for you, you have free will. You have free will in everything you hear and in what you do. You need to love yourself first, and then take a reading in and see what fits, and apply it to your life. That's where free will comes in.
Wow. That's awesome. So really quickly, let's do this. Glenn, you're up next. How do you feel?
I feel alive and kidalicious.
And kidalicious. Another amazing euphemism provided to us.
Well, that's because my music last name is Kid with 2 D's, so that's why I said it.
Oh, well, there we have it. It's always coming from a space and a place with Glenn.
So
let's do it.
That's how I feel.
Glentastic. Glenn Sanity. No, Glenn.
That's it.
Oh, all right, let's do it. We got Tammy. Tammy, where are you calling from? And I know you want to talk to Glenn. You're calling from North Carolina, right? Let's go.
That is correct. Yes, sir.
All right.
Can you hear me? Yes, sir.
Yes.
My husband has put in for medical compensation. Does he have a positive outlook on that? A positive?
Wow.
Sir?
I heard your question. You got to give me a second to zone that one on in. That's a serious question, and that I'm not going to give you just a flaky answer with.
Okay.
Yes and no is what I'm kind of getting. There's kind of going to be something coming up here in May that's going to be I feel like, how do I put this? Let me ask you, no offense to your husband, does he have a tendency to kind of alter his story a bit?
No, he does not.
Okay. Because I'm being told to stick to the same story that's needed to collect that.
Okay.
You know, like, in other words, this is why I asked the question. I have a feeling people that are the people that are responsible to give medical compensation to people, that they have, I guess, like investigators or whatever they use to get, to ask a series of questions. And I kind of can see the investigators kind of trying to trip up your husband with some of the questions.
Okay.
And that's why I'm being told for him to stick to the same story. It's not that he's being deceitful. It's that the investigator people might be deceitful and go, okay, well, let's see. What date did this happen? So he puts the original date. And now they twist in another question somewhere that can kind of almost deter that first question. So that's why I'm saying that he needs to stick to the same story to get the full benefits of it. I feel he will get it, but I can see, I don't want to put a negative, I'm doing my best not to put a negative out to you or to your husband or to the universe, but I am seeing that those investigators are going to look to kind of trip up him with some questions, and that's why I keep getting, like, if they ask him, like, how long was he at this, how's he had this condition, answer it truthfully and honestly, and just stick to the same thing.
Okay. Yes.
And that was what I got.
Oh, where?
But it'll come through. But I kind of see May and June being kind of a little bit like Twizzlers. I'm seeing Twizzlers in my mind, like the red Twizzler and the black Twizzler. So and Twizzlers are kind of twisted. So I kind of feel like there's maybe some little twists and turns there. But he will get it. Just envision it that it's happening for him. Also, and it's important for your husband to envision that it's happening for him. But sometimes things are very hard to predict an outcome, even when in a lot of different areas. But this is one of them that I kind of can feel there's a little bit of some manipulation coming from the investigators, and that's why I had asked you if your husband has a tendency, not deliberately, but to kind of maybe alter his story. And that's what I'm trying to prevent for him to do, is not alter his story, to stick to the same thing.
Right. Stick to the story. Stick to the script, man. Get your benefits is what he's saying. That's what I hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, ZoWilliams, Voice of Reason. We got to take a quick break. Today's show is crazy. Somebody's got the fire truck right outside the crib. But we appreciate it. Will You Survive 2012? Here come one of my favorite songs, The Police. Woo! Synchronicity. I'll see you in a second. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, the psychics have me wrapped around their fingers. This show is bananas. Woo! And the music is crazy too. Do you want the playlist? Somebody get at me, 855-369-9898. Zometheus Rising, the voice of reason, back in the building. Will you survive 2012? A lot of people are skeptical, scared, afraid of, what's going on in the world. How will your money look? It's a Twitter, because I don't want the Twitter to overwhelm you guys, and as well as the callers and all of that. But this was a very, very moving tweet, and it says, I guess their name is Double Mint, Double. Read that. You don't have to go into it, but I just think, people are respecting you guys so much that these questions and the way we're opening up this platform, I mean, you guys got to follow him. You guys got to follow him. You got to follow B at BHerz.com. You got to get with Glenn on his Facebook page. I want you guys to do that. Facebook.com/Glenn with 2 N's, Klausner, Klausner 7. Go ahead, B.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that's not an unusual question to the Twitter double time Glenn, I know he's been doing it for quite some time, and myself as well. In that we do a lot of our work we do get asked these very serious questions from people. I just had a client, and I want to now address this to the autistic mother or father that's asking this question about their son, and it was a question asked, and it was a very moving reading that I did for this child and an adult child. And I just want you to know that there is help available for you out there in the form of psychic mediumship, and people don't really understand. And I love that you asked that question, because thank you for asking that question and allowing us to help you, because that's what we're here to do. We're basically here to heal and give a message. Heal and give messages. And our message is heal. So thank you so much. And there is help out there for your son. I like to connect with someone's voice before I answer a question of that magnitude. But, if you want to call in, call in.
Wow, this is amazing, guys. You guys, man, I really appreciate you guys. I'm really serious, and
and we appreciate you too. And you know what? I just want to say to all these people that are writing on Twitter that I'm sending, and I'm sure I'm going to speak for B as well, that we're sending lots of love to everybody.
Their bios and all of that, and contact information is really great. Glenn Klausner and B. Herz is on with us right now. We've got to move quickly because the show is winding. We've got 2 callers, one for Glenn. Well, we actually have let me just say this about the callers. Every phone line we've had has been packed 2 hours straight, period. So, but we've got 2 that have been on the line for more than an hour. So we've got to get to them. One sounds like Glenn, but her name is Gwen. And she's calling from Florida, and she wants to talk to Glenn. Let's get busy, Gwen. Glenn waits.
Hi. I chose Glenn because my dad used to call me Glenn when I was a little girl, and I was in love with my dad. But my question is, how will my finances be this year? Hello?
Sorry.
Oh, he's there. He's just breathing.
Oh.
Kind of I wanted to end this note of part of me being on the show tonight with this for everybody was that, what do you want for yourselves in 2012? And I'm saying that with a lot of love to everybody, because even though I'm doing the part of my job as a light worker in service, but the topic matter is what does 2012 mean to you? What do you want to manifest in your life? And I'm going to kind of close that off with that final message from me to you and to everybody else. Basically, in regards to love, romance, health, what do you really want for yourselves this year while you are here? And I'm saying that with a lot of love. So that's where I'm going to kind of end that note on.
I get what you're saying. You're trying to keep them on part. Thanks, Gwen, for the call. You're trying to keep them on the topic, and as it pertains to what is it that you want out of this year? And I understand that.
For me, my gig as a medium is really not about like what's going to happen with my finances and what's going to be with my relationships, my love life. I'm totally that's beyond sort of. I'll look at that with people because, of course, it's a major issue for a lot of people. But there's more than me than that part of me. So
right.
I just kind of wanted to share that with people. Like, what do you want for you? It's not about what I can see for you. It's what do you want for you? And that's what I want to leave that on a high note for everybody.
I get what you're saying because you're saying you're a co-creator in this movement.
Absolutely.
Right?
You are the co-creator in everything.
Right. I
so,
love it.
That's what I wanted to say.
So, really quickly, we got to move to our caller, Brandy, and she's calling for B. And we want to keep this one a little short, too, because I want to be able to tell everybody where to follow you guys and follow up with my final thoughts and, my final question. So this might be the final call of the night. I'm sorry for all the thousands of people that are trying to get in. This is Brandy calling for B. Let's go.
Hello?
Yes, we're here.
Hi, B. Hi, everyone. How you doing?
Brandy, come on. Yeah, she said hi to you.
Oh, I couldn't hear anything. I'm sorry.
Let's go, baby. The clock is a-ticking.
Sure. My question is, do you see any more children for me in the future in 2012?
Children in 2000, I think.
Can you hear me?
One child a year.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is what I wanted to say to you. I want to end up as well as Glenn, and I'm going to make this really quick. We are co-creators. I love that. And also, meet the universe halfway. It will meet you halfway. So when I give you the answer to this, I am not spoon-feeding you this answer, Miss Brandy. If you want a child, have a child. If you don't want a child, don't have a child. But there is a psychic part of me as well as a mediumship part of me. So the psychic part of me is going to give you an answer. Right now, you are fertile myrtle. So if you want to have a child, you go at it.
It's going to happen then. I see.
If she wants it to happen.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I want to thank all of the callers, man. I appreciate your patience. A lot of people have been just holding on the line for hours and hours and hours. This has been an incredible show. I'm just going to say this right now. Glenn B., are you going to come back and we do a part 2 sometime in the near future?
Amen.
Women.
A women?
I said amen with honor.
And
I say A women with honor. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yes, man. Absolutely. This is a fantastic show. Really quickly, tell us where they can find you, contact information, email address, starting with B, then go to Glenn.
Okay, you can contact me by calling. Are you ready for this? If you have a pencil out.
Phone number.
I'm going to give you my digits, 970-871-4525, or by going to my website, which is BEEHERZ.com. That's the easiest way.
One more time. Say your phone number one more time.
Oh, really? Okay, 970. This is coming from a man, you guys. 871-4525.
There we go.
Thank you.
All right. Glenn, where can we find you?
They can telepathically call me.
I've been calling him for years. He's never picked up. Go ahead.
Yeah. They can go to my website at www.glenn with 2 N's, Klausner, KLAUSNER.com. And they can go there to schedule a reading with me. And they can also be a fan on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Glenn Klausner with the number 7. Don't put the Roman numeral thing there. Just put Glenn Klausner with the 7 digits there.
Got it. Hey, I have a court date on the 4th and the 9th. Am I going to be okay? I got one on the 4th. I got one on the 9th. Is everything going to work out for me, guys? Am I going to be straight?
So now there's 2 as opposed to the 1?
Yeah, now there's 2. So I'm going to be good, right?
I get rejoice in celebration.
That's all I want is rejoice and celebration. Is that taking off from the free throw line with a blindfold on? That's what I want.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel it.
We'll say Zolaleluia.
I appreciate it. Let me just say this really quickly to all the fans of The Voice of Reason. I want to say thank you to my production team, Tanara Johnson, Landon Hill. I mean, the new girl, Nadia, she's very beautiful. I wish you guys could see her. She's delicious. I just want to say thank you to my team, and I just want to say, man, we work hard to bring you guys quality content, and I'm hoping that you guys are appreciative of the guests we bring on, and I'm hoping that everything works out for this show in the future. I want to move forward. I want to take it to the next level. I want to change the world. That's why we do these kind of shows. I appreciate you all. I want you to follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, And let's keep the dialogue going. Let's keep the conversation going. I'll be back next week with another heater. Trust me. ZoMedia is rising, the voice of reason. I'm out.